And in the wake of one of North Korea's most serious provocations, the U.S. says the time for talks with the regime is over. This time, Washington says it won't bother with the UN, as the Trump administration reportedly considers economic measures to get China to do more. Connie Kim has this report.
The United States has put its foot down and said time for talks with North Korea is over, as the regime forged ahead with another long-range missile that could potentially hit major U.S. cities. Washington has normally requested an emergency UN Security Council meeting following Pyongyang's nuclear and missile tests, but it appears to be taking a different course of action as U.S. Ambassador to the UN Nikki Haley says Washington will not be requesting an emergency meeting of the Council this time around. Instead, media reports have pointed at U.S. President Trump's financial penalties on China, expected to take place this week. U.S. news outlet Politico reported that the president's top advisors are considering a range of economic measures, including economic sanctions and trade restrictions on Beijing. China, however, says Washington and Pyongyang are the sole responsible players in de-escalating tensions and resuming denuclearization talks on the Korean Peninsula.
No matter how capable China is, China's efforts will not yield practical results because it depends on the two principal parties. They hold the primary responsibility to keep things moving, to start moving in the right direction, not China.
With the U.S. focusing on North Korea's key ally China to bring change in the regime, key U.S. officials are already discussing different scenarios to deal with the crisis. Former U.S. Secretary of State Henry Kissinger, who opened up Washington's relations with Beijing, has reportedly suggested to current U.S. Secretary of State Rex Tillerson and senior U.S. officials to draw a different approach in convincing China to take a stronger stance on North Korea. One of the options is reported to be Washington's commitment to withdraw most of its troops from the Korean Peninsula in the case that the North Korean regime collapses. Connie Kim, Arirang News.